Qingxiao is official. The drip marketing is live, the art is out, the archive text is out, and version 3.6 just went from leak territory into confirmed territory. And that is not even the biggest part of today. Beta recruitment is also open, and Jingran's drip is expected tomorrow. The whole patch is unlocking in front of us. Today we are going through everything. The drip art, the archive description, and what it tells us about her kit. Every leak on her element, weapon and playstyle, the banner order, and what beta means. If you want the beta kits, the real multipliers, and the animation breakdowns the second they leak, subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel covers all of it as fast as it drops. The weekly giveaway is also still running. 5 Lunite subscriptions, 5 winners every week. Just comment on any video on the channel and you are entered. Previous winners are on screen now, so check for your name. And one thing that is very relevant today. 3.6 is a 2-banner patch with 2 brand new 5 stars back to back. And if your Astrite is already thin from 3.5, you are about to get squeezed. So if you are planning to top up for either of them, this part is for you. You can save up to 24% on your top-ups using Loot Bar. It's a solid way to save money. For example, the 6,480 Lunites pack costs around $82 on Loot Bar compared to $100 in-game. The top-up process is very straightforward. Just pick your pack, log in through their single-use cloud device, redeem it in-game exactly like the official store, and then log out. Loot Bar is widely used and has tens of thousands of reviews on Trustpilot, making it one of the most trusted platforms for in-game top-ups. Link to Loot Bar is in the description. Alright, let us start with what is confirmed. Kuro posted Qingxiao's drip on the official account under the usual post-lament Anthropocene, stars intertwined banner, 5 stars. Her tagline reads, "On the kinstrings do eons sing, eternal peace my blade shall bring." And the archive text gives us the real character. She is a reclusive sword cultivator who holds a nominal post as Zhuan Paragon of Xuanfang hold. She has the title but does not engage with the politics or the duties. Aloof, distant, untouched by feeling, peerless with chin and sword. Then the line that matters most. To the world, she is the sword transcendent. For years beyond counting, she has stood guard over these lands, and the cold light of her sword is as keen as the day she first drew it. Years beyond counting. That is not a young character. This is the sword immortal fantasy, straight from official text. And the testers described her exactly that way. An aloof, sword immortal, and sect leader design. The archive just confirmed their framing almost word for word. Kuro also dropped an ability blurb alongside the drip, and this is where it gets interesting. Her mastery lies in what they call the heart sword. She forges thought itself into sword intent, and splits it in an instant into 10,000 flying blades that answer her will. And then the part that tells you what her kit is doing. Her skill with the blade was earned through training, yet it has carried her beyond the need for one. A plucked string, a drifting petal, a falling leaf, any of them is a sword in her hands. Think about that mechanically. 10,000 flying blades that answer her will is a summoned blade mechanic. Off-body sword projections, not a character swinging a weapon. And beyond the need for one means she does not have to be holding a sword for the damage to happen. That lines up exactly with the tester leaks from weeks ago. Remember the leaked effect names: floating life 10,000 swords, and 10,000 swords return to 1. Barrages launching outward, then converging back into a single point. The official text just described that same mechanic in archive language. So let us go through the rest of the leaks. And remember, everything from here is leak tier until beta locks it in. The consistent framing on Qingxiao is Aero sword main DPS, but I want to flag this properly. Her element is not confirmed. Kuro did not put an element on the drip. The leak consensus leans Aero, but earlier leaks suggested Glacio, and looking at the art, you can see why. The whole palette is blue and white and ice cold. With no context, you would guess Glacio instantly. Still, the Aero red is more consistent across the reliable leakers, including Seal, and there is a thematic argument too. The game has no strong sword type Aero main DPS, and Yang Yang's SP form pulled her out of Aero support and into Havoc, leaving a hole. So I am staying with Aero sword main DPS, because that is what the strongest sourcing supports and what I have called on every video covering her. But until beta datamines pull the element tag out of the client, it is not confirmed. The weapon is a safer bet. She holds a one-handed sword in the art. The archive says sword repeatedly. The blurb is all about sword intent, and the leaks agree. About as close to confirmed as an unconfirmed thing gets. Now the playstyle leaks. She was described as Swift Blade with dual forms. A normal form, then a sword immortal form unlocked through an enhanced heavy attack. Build up in base form, trigger the transformation, dump damage in the powered state. She also has sword flight, the detail that broke people when it first leaked. Testers described her flight speed as approaching the Amy's Mech. If you have used that thing, you know it moves. A combat unit traversing near that speed is unusual, and if it holds through beta, she is one of the best exploration characters in the game on top of her damage. And the drip art is basically a still frame of all this. Look at it again. She stands in a field of floating blades, scrolls hanging all around her, one hand on a string, the other on the blade. Kuro is showing you the kit in the illustration. Now the banner order, because this is where the community is fighting. The current leak placement puts Qingxiao in phase 1 and Jingran in phase 2. That is the framing I have used on every roadmap video, and it is still the leading position. But the order is contested. Some trackers flag that the phase split could flip, and a separate line of leaks suggests Hsin could get moved up from 3.7 into phase 1 here, which reshuffles everything. Hsin is my favorite in this lineup, so I would not complain, but that is rumor tier, and I am treating it that way. The drip order, though, is a signal. Kuro drips characters roughly in release order, and Qingxiao got dripped first, with Jingran tomorrow. That is phase 1 and phase 2 behavior. Not proof, but it is the strongest supporting evidence we have had, and it lines up with the leaks. Which brings me to Jingran, because tomorrow is his day. Same format, same archive treatment. What we have on him from leaks is Fusion Broadblade, a tanky self-sustaining main DPS. The tester demo build reportedly showed close to 50,000 HP with frequent shield usage, which is not glass cannon territory. Molten Longsword, Yin-Yang dual forms, Ghost Gate ultimate. Same caveat, his element and weapon are leak tier, and the drip may not resolve that because drips give rarity and flavor text, not element tags. But we get the art and the archive, and I cover it the moment it lands. Now the beta, the actual news buried under the drip hype. 3.6 beta recruitment is open, registration running July 14th to July 17th per seal. Short window, so if you want in, do it now. And this matters even if you never touch the beta, because recruitment opening means testing starts shortly after. Right now, we are working with drip art, archive text, and tester memories. Once beta opens, we get datamines, real element tags, real multipliers, actual footage of the sword flight, the transformation, and 10,000 swords returning to 1. Everything I flagged as unconfirmed today gets answered when that client drops. So the wait is short. Weeks, not months. One thing on the story, because Qingxiao is not just a kid. 3.6 is reported to run through the autonomous puppet rebellion in Xuanfang Hold, and she is tied directly to it, which makes her title interesting. She is the Xuan Paragon in name only, a recluse who does not engage, and her city is heading into a rebellion of its own machines. You do not write a character that way and drop her into that story unless you plan to make her show up. So let me bring it home. Qingxiao is confirmed as a 5-star for 3.6, the Sword Transcendent. The leaks give us Aero Sword, main DPS with a Sword Immortal Transformation, Sword Flight, and 10,000 swords. Element is not confirmed. Banner order is disputed. All of it is subject to beta changes. Jingran drips tomorrow, recruitment closes July 17th, and the moment that client is out, this whole video gets replaced with real numbers. If this helped you decide whether she is worth saving for, drop a like. It helps the video reach more rovers. Subscribe so you catch the Jingran drip tomorrow and the beta datamines the moment they land. And comment what you think her element actually is, Aero or Glacio, because I want to see where the community lands before beta settles it. That also enters you into the Lunite giveaway, so you get something out of it either way. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for Jingran.